So this is my makeup tutorial for those of you who want to know how I do my makeup. I don't like makeup on my face. I want to feel my skin, so I only put one layer of makeup. I start with washing my face, prepping my face with cream. That's all I do. I don't use primer, nothing. I have a very dry skin, so I make sure to keep it moisturized. Leftovers. I prep my lip with lip guard. I've already put lip guard. I don't want too much of it. By the time I put lipstick, my lips will be prepared. I have this sponge that I bought from India. I use specific side just to make sure that I'm not mixing up colors. I have My Fee Pancake 27 and 29. 29 I use it to shade and 27 is my base coat. So start with my base. 27. Today is a daylight performance with not much of studio or auditorium lighting. So I'm going to keep it fairly simple. If I have to do it for a proper auditorium with full-blown halogen lights and theatrical lights, then I make sure to do one extra coat of it. So I'm not a professional makeup artist. I learned it from my teacher, and over a period of time, whoever I come across, the makeup artist, I just take tips from them or whatever the tips they give. I do the 29 on my neck as well, and all the parts that are exposed to the audience or the light. So once it dries, I just go and do a very thin second layer just to even out my skin. Nook and corner of the eyebrows, earlobe, ears. Because this is a pancake and a water-based pancake, I don't have to worry about anything else. So by the time I finished my neck, my face was dry. I went and did my second coat on my face. And now I'm doing it on my neck and chest, the second coat. But rest of the places I don't do second coat. Like for example, I do back of my neck and back of my shoulder because I have a deep blouse or whatever deep area it is, cover it with that. I also, whatever leftover makeup that I have, I water it down on my arms so that my arms that are tan look fairly even to my skin and do not look like a dark patch. And then I blend it off with my back of the palm and not fingers. And I let it dry because this is a water based. I don't have to worry about the watermarks because once it's dry, I take a brush and blend everything even. It's like a powder residue that you will see, and just blend it out. And over a period of time that I've learned how to be a little more methodical. So if I use 29, I finish all the 29 stuff that I want to do. Because I've realized if you don't let the pancake dry completely, sometimes you might see fungus. You don't want that. You want to keep your products very clean and neat so that it is not affecting your skin. So now this is the side that I use my 27. Now I'll go ahead and highlight with a different side. I'll highlight my eye sockets. This is something that one of the makeup artists from India had taught me. I have not upgraded my makeup technique at all because this is more than sufficient for my skin and how it looks on stage. I'm very satisfied with it. As I said, I would prefer a very thin layer. I don't want anything else. So now I put it under the eye socket, that is the dark area spots and the entire curve of the eye. Now I'll put it on the side of my nose, and because I have a long nose, I'll show you. If I don't put it proper, I look like I have a long nose. So once I'm done with my eye socket, I'll go ahead and take the 27 and put it on the bridge of my nose and blend it to my forehead and eyebrows. Now I take the 29 and edge of the sponge and put on the sides of my nose. I draw a straight line on the sides of my nose to give a very defined shape of my nose. If you can see, I have a clear line on the side of my nose. Now it depends on how sharp you want your nose to look or how wide you want your nose to look. I will keep it as natural to my nose so that it doesn't look too narrow or too wide. And once I'm done with that, I said I have a long nose, so I cut the underneath. So I don't make the white go all the way. If you have a shorter nose, you can make the white go all the way down. That will make you look good size. Because I have a very long nose, I cut here with the 29 so that my nose look the size it is. It doesn't look longer or it doesn't look shorter. Now I let it all leave like this until it dries so that I can blend it with my brush. Once that is done, you see a clear line with the white, and I blend it all in, the 27 and 29. Because I've not mixed it, you see a clear patch of 29 and 27. So what I do is I go with my 27 and I blend out my 29 to my 27. So that I don't look like a monkey with an eye patch. Now, I just even all of it out. That's it. My base is done. This is the brush that I got. Now that my hands are dry, I don't know if you can see all the lines here. I'll just brush off all my lines, and this is the same thing that I will do to my face as well. Make sure it is dry, otherwise your brush will start becoming all wet. Once your powdery is formed, just go ahead and blend it. Now my neck is all dry, but my face is still wet, so I'll wait for my face to completely become normal, as in dry. Meanwhile, I have Sephora's eyebrow pencil anesthesia that I use. So So this is a triangular shape. Charcoal is what I use. I don't use black because this is what I do for my regular daily life as well. I start once my face is done. I start with my eyebrows while my face is getting dry. So I give a tiny strokes along the brow, and I give it a very vague eyebrow shape. Thankfully, I have a good eyebrow shape, God's grace. I hope it remains. So I just fill it in. For those of you who do not have that shape, what you can do is you can pull at the whatever curve that you have, you can slightly pull it up and take your line there and then define it. So if you have a curvy or straight, you can slightly pull it up and you will know how to define it. And it comes with practice. I've taken years and years of practice to do this. Now I don't just let it like this, because if my eyeliner is dark and eyebrows are light, it will look very awkward. I would prefer my eyebrows and eyeliner to have a same color. This is the brush that it comes with it. Now once I'm done with the base coat of charcoal, I use my regular whatever pencil that I have. This one is Maybelline eye pencil. I darken it. Now that it's like lip liner, I have put base of my eyebrow. Now I'm filling it with a darker eye pencil that is black color, so that I'm not going out of my shape. And I keep the tips, ends lighter, or I don't put too much in the end because I want that natural hairy look. It comes. So what I do is basically take this brush after and I place this up. So place this out and then blend the rest of it. This one also place so that it's all blending. So what this brush is doing, what I'm doing with the brush is I'm blending all the, sometimes it becomes patchy, sometimes it becomes clumpy, so I'm blending it all so that it looks more natural. Now after this, I go ahead and even everything out with my charcoal just for my satisfaction. I don't know if it does anything, but for me, for my eyes, it looks even better. So whatever patchy, whatever cakey, I'm just going ahead and making it more sharper and more even. This is my eyebrows. I should have made it better. Sorry, this is the first time I'm making a video. Tattoo studio, Maybelline tattoo studio blush which I've taken, it's slightly puffy, and I go with the lightest. For you, if you're doing only one shade, what you can do is just go with whatever shade that you want, preferably light to dark, but you can do this shade. Indian skin tone looks very good with all the plum shades or brown shades, depending on your texture and your tone. I start with the lightest for the full eye, and then I start with midway with the slightly darker, and I go out with the darkest, depending on what costume I'm wearing and everything. So I start with my light and I go out. And I'm not a professional, so I do it as I've learned it out of experience and out of what is more convenient for me. Now I have a very good or more gap between my eyebrows and eyelid. I have a vishala face, very spacious spacing between my face. So what I do is, I not just put on my eyelid, I go slightly out. I don't go all the way to my brow, because this will make my eyes look a little covered and not like a tiny eyes with a gap. So I'm filling out mine, so I go until here. You see the brow bone here? I go slightly above that and give the shape of my eyes. Same with this. Now I would call this base coat. I am going with the very lightest color of the skin, of the tone that I want. And all of this, I keep doing it in the yellow light, because when you go to the daylight, it looks like all patchy and liney. So, and I'll show you what I do for that. Okay, now I'm done with this. Now I take the darker tone that I said. This is the lighter tone that I use. Now I take the darker tone and go from midway, like from half out. I don't go in with the darker shade, because that gives a nice defined in and out to my eyes. Again, I go on top of my, so I started with mid and going out. I know you can't see it, but this is what I done. From here, out. Okay, I keep the shape intact. Okay, it's like this shape. But I did my. Now I take, today's costume is orange with black, and we are doing the Shiva piece, and it's a group performance. So I would slightly take this shade, which is a deeper red and a deeper plum, and this is a mildly lighter plum. I just mix subtly both, just a dab, and then go on the very out. Same, I go upwards. I don't want it going down, so I did on the crease of my waterline, and I'm going upwards in a curvy inwards manner. Do the same here. I don't want to overdo it, because I'm too lazy to remove. I don't want to undo anything. Again, I take this all the way to the top. Every few days, depending on of you put highlighters. I don't use highlighters because somehow with the video and it looks very beautiful when I'm wearing it. But I realized over a period of time that when I use highlighters with the facial features that I already have, it makes my face look very flat and undefined. So I stopped because I have a good brow bone. I have a good higher cheekbone, so I don't need to highlight those. Probably because of that, it makes my face look very flat, so I stopped using. For those of you who want to use it, you can use your highlighter here and highlighter here. These are the lines. Like you see the curve coming down, you continue making this. This is the place where you use highlighter. I used to use highlighter. I could be wrong, but if you want, this is a place that you can use. And if you want to highlight your nose, this is where you can, and this is where you can, and this is where you can put your highlighters. But for me, I don't want to highlight it. I want to keep it natural, and I like matte finish, so I go with this. So you can choose to do that. If you want to do highlighter, I would generally prefer this shade, which gives a tiny shine to my skin tone. Now I'm taking the other brush and just blending my colors, my pancake and my eyeshadow out, so that it doesn't look like a cakey one. Sometimes when I do this, I also the powder jumps on my eyebrows. So what I do is, once that is done, I just go ahead and take my eyebrow pencil and redo especially the lower line so that it is defined, because I don't want to use too much of foundation or anything again and again over the area that I've already touched. Now after this, I'm going to do my eyes. Now generally what I do is I take a waterproof, any waterproof is fine. The one that I always use is Makeup Forever Aqua Resistant Graphic Pen, which is good, but sometimes it tend to get dry. Now this is one I found recently. I don't know, I'm trying this for now. Wet n Wild's breakup proof waterproof liquid liner. This is what I'm using. Let me inaugurate it, and I'll let you know after the performance perhaps how it is. So I start with the lowest, closest to my waterline, eyelid, eyelash, whatever. Now this is how I draw the tip. I go outside of my eye with the tip, and I go, as I said, I don't want to go multiple, I don't want to erase, draw. So whatever trial and error I want to do, I do it beforehand, not while I'm doing makeup. I want to get in and out of makeup within 1 hour. That is makeup, costume, everything should be done in 1 hour. Now today it will take a longer time just because I'm doing this video. Now that is done, my top is done. Now I go with the lower. This is a shape that I prefer. If you prefer a different shape, please go ahead. But it goes outside of the eye. It goes almost on the nose socket. So if you have a small eye and you're going on a big stage, don't hesitate to go wider. This looks normal, but I never do this again because I have a very spacious face. This will look very tiny and very khali, empty on my face. So I go bigger. how much bigger do I go? So this is the one that normally people do. I don't do this. What I do is, I go this big. I go slightly on my under eye. That is, you can call it as wherever you have your under eye patch, that is where you can go until. Sorry if you hear any background. My family is also getting ready for my performance. Because I have wrinkles, you see, this is bound to happen. So I don't look down when I'm doing my eyes. I keep it up. Now, I'll go one layer or two layers wider than this generally, but I stop it here when I do my under eye, because once I do my wings, I will blend my wings to my under eye. That's why I keep it here. I will go wider than this. So for my wings, so this is my eyes. For my wings, what I do is, from the lower lid, I go topwards, not completely top, but slightly topwards, and put a dot there. Okay, and from here this is left, and then I draw a line to make sure the dots are aligned. I just go visually. It has to be the same length. Now I make a triangle. You see, I make a triangle. This is my base, my triangle. This is my base. Now I start filling it in. Here's the thing where I want to explain. You see, this is how it looks. Okay, but if I smile, you see how the line becomes thin. So what I do is, now you see that indentation here. This is where it becomes, I make it wider and bigger. And if you see, if I do this, it is a different shape. If I keep it like this, different shape. So I keep it like this and draw my wider triangle. This is my base triangle. I draw my wider triangle and then blend it all in. Same thing, I do a wider considering the depth here. So this is why I said I will not touch it until I do my wings. There. You see the triangle now? I slightly shade it and leave it at that. Okay. I'll do the other side. Did you see? I covered this then. So it will look slightly curved, but on stage it will not look curvy. Generally my left side becomes darker than my light when I shadow, so I don't take too much of risk. What I do is, okay, by the way, after initial application of eyeliner with Wet n Wild, I use my Forever, which I bought from Sephora, Makeup Forever, because this was darker and I don't want to ruin the tip with my makeup wifey pancake. So I've realized all the makeup product that I use, especially the waterproof eyeliner, this is what has been happening. It becomes dry after 1 or 2 uses. So what I do is I take a regular one with waterproof one, put it, and then on top of it, whatever coat I want, I use it with my proper regular one. Now after this, I take this brush, I don't know what it's called, and I have this blackout eyeshadow again from Sephora. I don't know the brand. Yeah, blackout. It's called Blackout. It's a black eyeshadow. This is what I use. Now I don't want to brush it. You see it's all broken. So I take whatever broken edges, whatever is residue on the side, I just dab it. I don't even take. And now I don't want it on the face, because once it's on the face I have to redo all my makeup. I don't want that. So with the lengthier tip on the out corner and shorter tip on the in, I just a very mild slope, because the pigmentation is very good. Please don't try it on the day of the performance, try it beforehand. So this is what I did. I gave a shading, I covered rest of my this side it became a straight line here, you see. You don't want that. So I'm done with this. I'm done. Now I close, I put it out. Again, I remove all the excess from the brush so that it is not causing any problem. I take this one and I blend very mildly. I'll not blend completely because it will cover, the pigment is so high, it will cover all my face. I blend it into the crease. Three-fourths or halfway. And say sometimes it will blend onto my top lid. So what I do is I just take my makeup again and then I just do it. Today it did not. So if it comes onto my lid, I want my lid to be lighter. That is the dark shade that I put. I don't want black here. I want black only until here. And this is the after look. And this is how it looks. Now I do mascara again. I'm done with my face. Now I'm blending my, I told you it will all leave creases. I'm blending my everything so that it doesn't have a crease on my, like it doesn't have a powdery residue anywhere. I'm done. Now I use my mascara. This is the whatever mascara, waterproof. My daughter taught me that this is how you're supposed to use it. I have absolutely no idea. I use mascara not just to give volume to my lashes. It's because all the makeup that is on there, it makes my eye look duller. So just to bring the pop of black. I don't know, I'm obsessed with black. And then slightly go over my lower, not to put mascara on it, but to take out all the... This is how it looks. Now let me show what I do with the blush. This is the blush that I have. This is Makeup Forever Professional, and this has good pigmentation. This is the color that I love for all Indian skin tone, especially my tone. I just mildly, it is so pigmented that I just take a mild, I smile. Whatever I've taken the first time, I just share it equally on both cheek and go topwards. Now what I've learned from one of the makeup artists is if you take it here to your lip, it makes your face look longer. And if you take it on the cheek, it will make your cheek look plumpier. Now because I have a Uttamadinkai, what is that? Sharp and long face. I used to do this when I was plumpy, chubby, with full cheek when I was younger. Now, not anymore. So I do it here. Now this light is so pathetic. I'm sorry, you might not be able to see anything, but I'm just showing this is how I do it. I'll show you the after look with a proper daylight. And then I put a slight tinge on my chin. Just for myself. That's it. I'm done. I'm done with my makeup. This is all I do. And then lip liner. Now I definitely use a lip liner because I don't want it to go out. I definitely use my lip liner. I use maroon shade, whatever maroon shade whatever shade lipstick I put maroon lip liner. If you have a tiny lips, go slightly above your lip. Don't hesitate to go above. I'm done with lip liner. I'm using this color. I love this color. It will make my lip look subtle. This is Super Stay from Maybelline. Again, depending on the costume. Today's costume is orange. So I'm going with the brown shade. If I have a pink costume, then I go with magenta, which is very rare, but this is something that I have. This is, I don't know what brand this is. Urban Decay. Urban Decay Rupture. Urban Decay Rupture. This is also good. Once I'm done with this, I have this Sephora lipstick of the same shade that I used, which is the shade, I don't know the shade. Oh, this is 10 the top. Rise to the top. 110. Rise to the top. From Sephora. And this is the same lip shade that I have with waterproof. I just dab a little and spread it onto my rest of the things because I don't want it heavy lip. One other trick that I do is I don't just use my lip liner and this, I also use a black liner to line it. Now not everybody does this, you don't have to do. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. Very light-handed to do this. Very light-handed. I'll not press it at all. It is very light-handed. That's it. I used to put a tilaka when I had a round face. Now I have a very long face. So I prefer to put a round bindi. I don't know the size. This is the size that I generally go. I'll take a picture after my entire thing is done and I'll show you how it looks. Let me see if I can show you how it looks with the... This is... There. I'll show you the after look very soon. Those of you who want to see how I do my jewelry, or those of you who are just learning how to do jewelry, this is what I do. I generally don't put Surya Chandra. I feel it's too crowded for my head, for my age. Otherwise, it's Surya on the right and Chandra on the left, around this part of the head. Okay? You first put Surya and Chandra, and then do your, and this is the order in which I go as well. I first do Surya Chandra, if I would be doing, and then go with my head set. Depending on the shape of the head, you want to do straight, you want to do curvy, whatever, but that totally depends on the shape of your head. For me, my head is very, whatever shape you want to call it. So what I do is, I keep it at this shape. I start with my top one. Now everybody has a different way to tie it, and you have to decide, you have to trial error and see how you want it. I'll not make this too tight because then it will go up. I want it at this level. So I don't make it tight for the first time, but I go up, I double knot it there. I make that one tight. I just do a bow because I tie it so tightly. God's grace, if not it come out not even one. I just do a bow, and even if I do double knot, it would be easy for me because I have patience to remove it. Now I do the same thing. I don't make it too tight here because then the shape will change. The first knot will be loose. What I do is the second knot, and I go back. And it will stay. Now after this, I secure it with hairpin at the base. So this is where I secure the thread at the base, so that it's generally put a pin here at all because it will stay for me. But if you don't feel secure, you can take a tiny pin. If you get this kind of tiny pin, this is a very tiny pin and it's a curvy pin which goes here. I generally don't do that. And then I go with my ear so that I don't have to tuck anything in. Next is my ear, but I will not do my ear right now because I want to keep my ear at the very end. I stored everything, all my silver jewelry in a ziploc. This was suggested to me by the shop person. As long as it's in a ziploc and a box, it's airtight, it will stay, it will be, that is the right way to store it, away from the air, all the silver jewelry. So I put all my stuff in a ziploc and tightly ziploc it. This is how I keep all my stuff. And then I have a box that I put all my jewelry in so that I don't have to search last minute. This is all. Now I'll go and put my jewelry. So this is the temple set that I have. This is the jhumki that I have. For today we are not doing our mati, but if we were to do our mati, I will show you how I'll put the mati. Generally what I do is, because I don't want anything hanging on my ear, even if I pin it, I feel it's hanging down, weighing down, and it will create problem to my earlobe. So what I do is I tie it like this. Now this is what I've tied after I used it last time. So I let it hang on my head rather than the weight is borne by my ear, so that I can protect my ear and it's not hurting my ear. Now when I don't use my mati, what I do is I put a earlobe sticker, which is amazing, which is my lifesaver. This is the earlobe sticker. You can get it on Amazon. I have already, before I even started, because it needs time to, for me it needs time to secure. So I've put it underneath here. See, I put it underneath here. Now when I go ahead and put my earring, it will stay put without tugging on my ear because it's all secure. So I put my jhumki and then I put my mati. So start jhumki and then mati from doing mati. And then I would prefer to use my button on the back. So now I pierce regular, however you do, you just do it, and you just have to pierce that plastic thing that you put behind. You get a lot of varieties of the plastic in recent times. I got it from Amazon. I don't know what I used. That's it. Now rest of the hanging will happen on that ear patch and not on my ear. So if I have a 5-10 minutes where I'm not using my mati, this is what I usually do. My jhumki is all set. Now I have this bag also, which I generally use for my margam, which comes with the, this is the stud, which comes with the stud, and I just have to, and it comes with the jhumki as well, so I don't have to do anything to this. I just have to put it on my ear, and this is so heavy, I don't want to rely on the hook itself. That's why I have this thread here, which is a cotton thread, which is a thin cotton thread that I secure on my top, so that it is not moving no matter how much I press. And then I have a yarn that I use after the costume is ready. Now, to do my costume, what I generally do is that is nice. And this is how you want to do it so that you are not struggling later. The shoulder line should come on the shoulder. And you secure the shoulder pin first. Do not do anything else because this will keep your costume intact for a very long time. everything that has to be tucked inside. And then put my pant. Once my costume is secure, I'll show you the full look again. And here's the picture. With this, I don't want to leave this pallu out. I will tuck along with my pallu, and generally when you put the pallu, you want it slightly angular. With this, I will keep it slightly angular, not completely angular like my regular costume. Keep it slightly angular, and then put this. Now again, these are the things that is totally your choice, or if you're doing with the group, how you're doing it. For us, for our group, this is what we've done. I'm securing it so that it doesn't. So generally what happens with this kind of pallu, if the pallu is too long, it gets stuck to my shalane. I hate it when anything bothers me while I'm performing on stage. I want everything secure and tucked so that I'm only enjoying my performance, not thinking about what is happening. Generally, you would also want to tuck everything, all the things inside. With this kind of pallu, I'm not able to do